Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, depending upon where you're joining us from. My name is Karen McCray. I am Senior Director at the Institute Program at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, and I want to, on behalf of the entire staff, thank you for taking time out of your day to join us to discuss the Institute Program today. A couple of housekeeping items. If you could please go ahead and mute yourself. I see, actually, never mind, everyone automatically is muted, so that is perfect. Thank you. As we are going throughout the call, there will be a Q&A session at the end, so please feel free to drop any questions that you have throughout the course of the presentation in the chat, and we will be sure to address those appropriately. Also, this session will be recorded, so you will have access to it. If you're on it now, you can go back and reference, but anyone who is unable to join will be able to access the recording afterwards. And then the last point is just that we do have different levels of familiarity with the Institute program on this call. So just so you know, this presentation was designed to provide an overview. If there are any outstanding questions that you might have at the end, please don't hesitate to reach out to us after the fact too. And we will definitely be sure to get all of your questions and concerns answered, and hopefully have you on the path to register for a program in 2026, if that is a possibility for you. So with that, we'll go ahead and dive in. Again, for anyone who joined when I was already in the middle of my spiel, my name is Karen McCray, and I am Senior Director of the Institute Program. To give you a brief overview before I turn it over to the team to go into more specifics, excuse me, my apologies. Institute, in a nutshell, is a continuing education program for chambers of commerce, nonprofit association, and general nonprofit trade professionals. It was designed to provide an overview of all facets of running a nonprofit organization. It is a national program that takes place over the course of 4 years or 4 weeks, depending upon how you choose to go throughout your institute journey. It does take place on 4 different college campuses throughout the year. That is definitely a unique element of the program that we always like to highlight. The setting. You are already in the learning environment just by nature of being on a college campus. So it is a little different from your standard conference that you go to in a hotel ballroom. Another difference that we like to highlight is the networking and connections aspect of the program. Not only are you learning, of course, getting the professional development and the information and the knowledge, but the other side of it is the relationship building. You are building your network. You are going through the program with a specific cohort, whether you choose to stay with them or go to a different site and meet that many more people. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the session, but you are gaining access to a whole network of professionals who are just like you or experiencing the same things that you are going through at your organization as well. So having that connection and hearing best practices from those individuals across the country is definitely a unique aspect of the program that we always like to highlight and make sure that people are aware that in addition to the education and the professional development, there is also that relationship building and that connection. So with that, we will go a little bit more into detail on the programming and the specifics of the faculty and the curriculum. And I will turn that over to Cece to discuss.
Yes. So just on curriculum and faculty, first to kick off with curriculum, as Karen mentioned, Institute takes place over 4 weeks or 4 sites. Some choose to spread that over 4 years. Essentially, it is attending 4 weeks or 4 of those sites. And in total, Institute does culminate in 96 hours of continuing nonprofit education. Each week, you go through 24 hours of continuing education. And IOM is a recognition. It's not an accredited certification, so there's no exam at the end. And the classes, as Karen mentioned, are very engaging. You have a lot of networking opportunity. The curriculum is tied to 2 bodies of knowledge, both for the association and the chamber side. So CAE, the Certified Association Executive for associations, and Certified Chamber Executive, CCE, for chambers. And those are through the organizations of ASAE and ACCE, respectively. So the curriculum is tied to these 2 bodies of knowledge for associations and for chambers of commerce. And in over the course of Institute, you'll attend a variety of classes. So anything from HR, finance, membership, media, law, finance. It's a wide array, essentially everything you would need to know to run a nonprofit or a chamber or an association. And not every class will be applicable at the time that you take it. So we do like to remind attendees of this, you're going through each week is 24 hours of nonprofit education, and you might be in a class that has nothing to do with what you're doing right now, but we do try to remind attendees that whether it's something you might encounter in the future or it's something that's just good to know to help you do your job better and understand the work that needs to be done in other departments in your organization, it's helpful to understand all facets of how to run a nonprofit. So each week over those 24 hours that you'll receive, it's broken up into 9 classes. And there's 2 different types. So there's core classes and electives, essentially required and electives. You are still required to attend the electives, but you have a choice of which ones you go to. So of those core classes, these are 3 hours long. And this is based, it's kind of sectioned into what year in the program you are. We do say year, but that also means kind of like what week you are essentially. Traditionally, people did attend 1 site per year, but we've seen that pattern has changed in recent years. So each core class is based on what class level that you're on. And these don't necessarily build on each other. So a first-year core doesn't necessarily mean it's more basic than a second-year core or a third or fourth-year core. It just means that it's spread across a variety of topics. The electives are a little bit shorter. So instead of 3 hours, those are 2 hours. And this gives you more of a chance to, by selecting which topics you want to attend, it gives you a chance to choose your adventure a little bit more and select topics that are more, personal for you and more of interest for your specific role. And of those that teach the class, we have our faculty, and there's around 100 faculty in our faculty pool. And these are comprised of a myriad of different types of faculty. So we have practitioners, consultants, and then U.S. Chamber staff and experts in the field. So for example, the law classes are taught by lawyers, the finance classes are taught by CPAs. So somebody in that industry. And we have as well our U.S. Chamber Foundation and U.S. Chamber staff. And faculty can be anywhere from, we have some that have been teaching for years, and each year we do make a point to bring in new faculty as well, just to make sure that we are current and relevant. And the process for new faculty is led by our curriculum committee and by our staff ourselves. And this is something that will take place each year. We do have that coming up here in the fall as well. Typically, I would say it's a pretty even division of practitioners and consultants that teach. So people that are working in the industry and those that are consulting and touching base through their consultant practices. And as Karen mentioned, the peer-to-peer sharing is one of the highlights from our attendees that we hear, is the opportunity to connect with and hear from other people that are doing the same things you're doing in their respective communities, is something that is just as important as the faculty that are teaching the classes. So that's a little bit of our curriculum and faculty, and I will pass it off now to Sam.
Let's see. Thank you so very much, Cece, for that wonderful and lovely information. I'm going to talk to you about cost and money. Okay, so these are 2 different things that I hear is very important to many of you, really just judging by the amount of emails and the amount of calls that we've received in reference to these things. And of course, as you may imagine, it's important for lots of things. So we're going to begin with IOM tuition rates for chamber members versus non-members. Please keep in mind that the numbers that you see on your screen right here are based on chamber membership in relation to the early enrollment deadline for IOM tuition for winter 2026. That early enrollment deadline is November 14th. Tuition will increase $200 after that deadline passes. I will repeat that. It will increase $200 after the deadline passes. So a very important note is that tuition for chamber members is based on membership level. This ranges from $1,595 for signature members to $1,095 for elite members. Now for non-members, it is $1,995. So if you're kind of unsure about your membership status, or if you would like to consider maybe getting a membership, please reach out to us. A lot of people actually do decide that this benefit is enough to invest in a membership as a result of just how much you save on IOM tuition fees. Now, depending on your chamber membership level, your benefits will range from really being say, hosted by us up in DC to meet with people on the Hill, meet with legislatures, or even to having access to a big grassroots advocacy network from around the country. So if you're interested in that, please, I do encourage you, reach out to Allie. Her email is right there on the screen, or you can reach out to us at the inbox and I will get you talking to the right people. Now, we do have another enrollment incentive going on, and that is actually not related to membership, believe it or not. That is the multi-site discount. So let's make a hypothetical situation here. So say you're at your organization and you find someone who is also going to Institute. You're talking to them and they're like, wow, no way, I am also going to Institute. Well, that means that you yourself, you receive a discount. So after the first student from an organization enrolls, each additional student who enrolls from the organization can receive a discount of $300. It doesn't matter if it is you and one other person or you and 20 other people. Each additional person will receive that discount after the first person enrolls at regular price for your organization. Now, in a very similar sense, we also offer our fast track discount, and it's basically the same thing as the multi-site discount. Fast tracking refers to people who attend more than one site in any given calendar year. So this will not currently pertain to current winter registration since winter is our first site of 2026. But after you enroll in one site at regular price for a calendar year and then enroll in another, you receive a $300 discount on tuition for your second, your third, your fourth site, however many you decide to go to in one calendar year. Now, it is really important also too that you reach out to us and get a discount code. This is called the multi-site discount code. You'll be prompted during registration to present a code to us during registration. So really just reach out to us. You can reach out to us via email, you can reach out via call, and I will send you the code. You'll put it in during registration and you'll receive that $300 discount. So honestly, all in all, this was a lot of information. It is a lot of numbers. It's a lot of words thrown at you. I do encourage you very much so to please reach out to us if you have any sort of questions. We are here. We are happy to help. We want to get you in the classroom, want to get you on site. We are very excited for you all to join us. And with that, I am going to hand it over to my colleague, Nathan, and he's going to talk about scholarships and also more money, which is important, as we know.
Yes, more money. That's exactly what you need to help pay for whatever Sam just talked about. For all the money that Sam is costing you, we're going to help you out a little bit. So scholarships are available to members, non-members, and all years of the program. We have different things for everyone. We have the National Scholarship, which is determined by staff, and then the Regent Scholarship. National and Regent go together because they enter from the same pool of people based on our scholarship applications. So National Scholarship, $300, and then Regent Scholarship, those can be determined by each individual site committee. They can do however much they want to give or however least they want to give, whatever they're feeling. I'm hoping they feel generous and I try and talk them into being more generous. So those scholarships and that scholarship timeline. So the next round of scholarships will be for Midwest, Southeast, and Northeast. That will be for our summer sites next year, and that will launch in early 2026. So we'll talk about resources at the end, but I'll go ahead and tell you to get signed up for our emails, as those are the best way to get information right straight from us. Don't hear it from a friend, hear it from us. That's great. And then the state partner scholarship. So that's actually not, that is our partners out there in the field, our state organizations that handle all of that. So if you're part of one or you are in one, see what options are available for you in that particular sense. We have all of our partners that want to be listed publicly on the website linked in the PowerPoint. But if you have any questions about your state partners, reach out to us, reach out to them, see if they're involved. We might not already be involved with them and would love to get involved with them. Paige, who's going to be talking to you later, one of our best state partners, truly the best example of a state partner. This is just so that she's nice to me later. because I'm, I mess with Paige. So as for scholarships, yeah, that timeline is next year for all of that. And then you'll get an email with a code before registration opens for Midwest, Southeast, and Northeast. Other than that, I'll pass it back for sites and dates.
Awesome. Thank you, Nathan. So yes, sites and dates. We have a saying at Institute that there is no wrong way to institute, using it as a verb, because there truly isn't. However, makes the most sense for you to go through your Institute journey, then that is perfect. We have, again, 4 sites, 4 weeks, 4 years, however you want to refer to it. Each site has the same curriculum, as Cece mentioned. The way the faculty members choose to deliver the curriculum using their own experiences, their own case studies, etc., that will differ from site to site. However, the core curriculum and the objectives that they are teaching from remains the same. Additionally, each site has their own culture, depending upon what you're looking for. I'm going to turn it over eventually to our chairs for 2026 to discuss their specific site. But for instance, if you're looking for something geographically, some people choose, if they are located in the Midwest, for budgetary reasons, I'm going to choose a site that's close to me because I don't have to fly, so I can just hop in the car and drive on over to Madison. Then that's the site that works. Perfect. If you want to purposely go out of your region because you feel like you have a good handle on executives, if you're on the chamber side, in your state, and you want to meet a whole new group of people, then perhaps, Winter Institute might be the best for you. They tend to see the highest number across the United States from people coming representing different states. If you were with an association, then we would recommend Northeast because that tends to see the highest number of associations due to its proximity to the DMV area, just outside of DC, where there are a strong concentration of associations represented. If you are a smaller chamber than Southeast, we tend to see the highest number of smaller regional chambers that go to that site. So again, each site has its own personality, its own culture, but the curriculum is the same. They are all wonderful. They all take place, again, on college campuses. The reason we have 3 in the summer and then 1 coming up winter, the first week of January, is because it has to be when school is not in session. So we are not there at the same time as the college students. However, we still get to take advantage of all that the campus has to offer, assuming that things are open, again, because school is not in session. So there are a few restrictions, but for the most part, it really is special to get to travel to each of these college campuses and take advantage of the area and the local sites that are there. Excuse me. So with that, I'm going to stop talking and turn it over to each of our Board of Regents chairs for the 2026 season. All of our Board of Regents are volunteers. They are graduates of the program. They want to give back. They are there as a resource for you, the attendees, as well as planning on the back end. Some of our extracurricular activities, scholarships, fundraising, all the recognitions for the first years and the fourth years and additional events, as well as marketing the program and recruiting and helping out with site retention, getting people to return. So with that, we'll start with winter. We'll go chronologically. We have Kathy Roeder, the executive director of the Troy, Ohio Chamber of Commerce. So Kathy, please take it away and share a couple of tidbits about winter, if you will.
Thanks, Karen. Yeah, the winter site will kick off 2026. We are hosted on the beautiful University of Arizona campus in Tucson. I do like to mention that is typically warmer than many of the areas of the country that time of year. Our site is welcoming. As Karen mentioned, we have a diverse group of people that attend that site. Many chambers, associations, nonprofits from all over the country, and sometimes even the world. And as she talked about, and others talked about, that multi-site option, we see a lot of people that choose to do multi-site. So welcoming is in our DNA. We have a lot of people who come once and we don't see them again. We have people that come for all 4 weeks. We have people that just choose to do 2 or 3. But it's in our DNA to welcome and include all Institute participants regardless of their journey. Other things I like to point out about Winter is it is a walking site. So we start at the Marriott Hotel, but all of the programming and lunches occur at the Student Union on campus. So there is walking that will occur each day. And even if you would rent a car and park at the Student Union, there's still going to be some walking involved as well. So we want to make sure that people know that. At our site, I would say we focus on the professional development in a more business casual setting. And then really intentional on the connections that we're making throughout the week with dinners and special things in the evening as well. And the bonus, of course, is that you're in Tucson, which is a vibrant city in the desert known for rich culture, outdoor recreation, and a unique cuisine as well. So if you have specific questions about Winter, I'm always here to help with that as well.
Awesome. Thank you, Kathy. And then traveling over to the Midwest, we have Justin Gronert from the Evansville Regional, what is your organization called? Economic Partnership. Apologies.
Here you go.
Justin.
Well, thank you. It is great to be with you all. Midwest is the first of the summer sites. And while I can't necessarily fight Tucson, Arizona in January, I can tell you the weather in Madison the first week of June is pretty epic. Most of the time, you might get an occasional shower or two, but that's about it. Again, we sort of as a board put Midwest nice on the map. We really try to lean into that as our operating procedure, really. So to tell you a little bit about Madison, we're on the University of Wisconsin campus. We have been relocated for 2 years to the Pyle Center, which makes for some pretty cool views of one of the 2 lakes that make up the city of Madison. There is a little bit of walking from the DoubleTree Hotel, but you get free cookies every time you walk in, so you get that as a bonus. And again, we really try to make the participant experience our top priority, like all the sites do. I'm not reinventing the wheel here, but we'll host an offsite kickoff event. We also do something special for the 4th years as they wrap up their time at Institute. We have a very collaborative board of regents, some folks from the West Coast, some folks from Texas, and then some folks from the Midwest really make up our board. So we have a very collaborative group from all over the country that have really been great in providing thoughts and ideas that maybe necessarily if we all just were from the Midwest, we wouldn't have necessarily thought of. So again, I'm honored and privileged to be a part of this group. Paige, Heath, Kathy, and I have had a couple of conversations, and we talk quite a bit about how we can all learn from each other as well. So if you do hop sites, that is perfectly fine. I think you'll find value in any of the 4, but I will say you should at least come to Madison, and I got a funny feeling we will keep you in Madison if you come.
Very nice. Thank you, Justin. And then heading down south, we have Paige Hutto, the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce Association of Alabama. Talk about Southeast.
Good morning, everybody from beautiful Alabama. Nathan, I'm going to be kind. Good to see you, my friend, and all of my fellow chairs this year. I'll say that, and Karen has said it, there's no wrong way to institute. However, we do believe your road should go through Southeast at least once, if not all 4 years. One of my regents said, you come for Institute and you stay for Southeast. We have so many who come to the beautiful city of Athens, Georgia, and just never leave, and end up staying for their entire 4 years or 4 weeks, whichever. So I would just say that for Southeast, our culture really is built around the University of Georgia. We are on campus. at the University of Georgia. One nice thing about our site is if you are able to get into the Georgia Center, you can be right there all in one building for your hotel room. There's dining on site, and then all of the classrooms all in one building. You would not necessarily have to go outside, even though we do encourage you to go outside, but you could spend the entire week in the building. We never know what the weather is going to be in the Southeast the end of June, but I can promise you it's probably going to be a little warm. But it does make for easy travel to like around the site. Also, we are not that far from the world's busiest airport, Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson. Easy to get to Athens if you're not driving. You can certainly fly into Athens and take transportation up. Because we're all in one site, we do have a really cool, laid back atmosphere. Lots of hanging out in the lobby, pajama parties at night, and people just really getting to know each other outside of the classroom. Of course, being in Athens, the city of Athens typically has AthFest going on the weekend prior when we are arriving. Of course, you guys hopefully know, home of the B-52s, REM, an incredible music scene there in Athens. So a great way to kick off Institute Week. But I'll just reiterate what's already been said. As long as you start your journey somewhere, that's the biggest thing we encourage you to do. I'll also echo what Karen said in that, or I think Cece said, really leaning into those classes and electives that are not part of your day-to-day. That is the best thing about Institute, is you can be exposed to every part of nonprofit management. So that is the greatest thing. So many of us fall into this career of association, nonprofit, and chamber work. And so Institute is really the best 4 weeks you can possibly spend. So I would be happy to answer any questions about Southeast. We are known to be the kind of loud and fun group. There's typically music wherever we go. So we just hope that you will come and spend a week with us.
Awesome. Thank you, Paige. And last but certainly not least, at Northeast, we have Heath Barrett, the Vice President of Membership Development at the Lynchburg Regional Business Alliance.
Thank you, Karen. It's great to be here with everyone today. I echo everything everyone has said before me. As long as you go through the program, that's the most important thing. Get the hours, get the information, get the education, and you're going to enjoy your experience. However, I am a little partial to the Northeast site. They're all great sites. The Northeast site is the fourth and final site of the year up in Philadelphia at Villanova University. What's cool about this site is there's a lot of history just right around the corner from Villanova in downtown Philadelphia. Also, you're just a few hours drive away from New York City, DC, and really a lot of other major places that you might want to go visit up along the Northeast area or the East Coast. Northeast is a really fun site. It probably does have, like Karen, I think, said, more associations that are going to be represented than the other sites. However, you're going to have lots of chamber associations together, and it's just really fun to build your network with all of those representatives, learn from each other. Chamber people can learn from associations, and associations can learn from chamber people. So take advantage of that opportunity at all sites, but especially at Northeast. There are different choices for housing at Northeast. A lot of people choose to stay on campus in a dorm, which is right there on campus. It's so easy to get to all of your classes, some foods after classes are over with. But also a lot stay off-site, off campus at a couple of different hotels down the road, which are really close to campus as well. That's where I choose to stay, and it's more convenient for me. It's easy to get back and forth if you stay at the hotel or campus, really, either one. The main thing to remember, build your network, learn from each other, share your information, take it back, because you're going to be able to experience a lot, learn a lot, and transform your place of work. So if you have questions about Northeast, reach out to me, Heath Barrett. I'd love to talk to you.
Thank you, Heath, and all of our chairs. And with that, I turn it back to Nathan to review some resources for you.
All right. I first have to issue a correction for myself. So, infallible as I am, the National Scholarship actually does $500. It's not $300, so that's even better. However, it is stipulated that you have to be a first year. So second, third, and fourth, sorry, Regent Scholarship might be better for you. But National, well, we decided anyway. It's on the same form. So let's talk about some resources. So we have a few different areas. So we have the Webinar and Resource Center. We have the blog, podcast, the All You Need to Know IOM content and curriculum, and then the registration page. Webinars and resources, those are our old webinars. Those things have already happened, but you can go back and get some entertainment and learning from it from our faculty members over various topics that you may want to learn about. Or it's kind of a teaser for what you're going to get out of the whole program itself. The blog, we have our faculty members write up different blogs by topic. You'll be able to go through, scroll through, and we have years of content on that, so you can go through and read all of that. The podcast, I don't know who produces it other than it's me. I'm the one who produces it. It is over those very same topics that are mentioned in the blogs and the webinars. So if you're too busy to read a blog or watch a webinar, you can listen to this podcast while you're doing something else. It features many of our great volunteers, our great faculty members, either to learn about them more personally or professionally. So we get to learn more there. All you need to know in the IOM content and curriculum, those are for if you need to give your boss a quick way to understand what this program is, or for you to better understand it yourself really quick as well. Or if you're already an IOM evangelist and want to share it with others, share the good news with other people. And then the registration page, that'll take you straight to our registration. Currently, the only registration that's open is winter, but it'll direct you to the best resources to get ready for Midwest, Southeast, and Northeast. We also have social media, as everyone else does, but unlike your crazy uncle, we actually put good things on there. So we have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're most active on Instagram and LinkedIn, but we also keep Facebook up just for appearances and to get out information everywhere we can. So yeah, that is the best way to learn more about Institute, plus the website itself, institute.uschamber.com. So yeah, we have a register for Winter Institute.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you, Nathan. So with that, we are done with the official speaking portion. We'll open it up to any questions or concerns. Again, please feel free to go ahead and type those into the chat. There was one question earlier that has already been addressed, but is there anything else that we can answer for you? While you're thinking, I'll just reference that picture there on the last slide that was taken a couple of weeks ago. We had our fall board meeting where all of our volunteers, so the 4 amazing people who are on this call, plus the rest of our boards and volunteers, came into town to DC to have our recap of the year that was, and then planning session looking ahead for 2026 and beyond. And that was our opportunity to take a picture up on the rooftop of our building. So thank you, Ashley. Are there any eligibility requirements to participate? There are not. So the wonderful thing about the Institute program, and this is similar to the previous question, is that there are no requirements. The curriculum is designed for nonprofit professionals. So those that are in the nonprofit world would obviously get the most out of it, but there are no prereqs. You simply get approval from whoever you need approval from to attend and register and select your classes, pay your tuition, and you're good to go. So no prereqs, no eligibility requirements for attendance. I see a question, Emily, for the costs. Was that the cost per week? That is a great question. Yes, that is per week, per site, per year, however you insert word here, but yes, per each session. That is the tuition cost. Again, on top of that, what's not included are travel and lodging, incidentals. We do provide lunches 3 of the days, as well as snacks, but there are incidentals with breakfast and some of the dinners as well. So yes, that is a tuition per week or per site. And then the deadline to register for Midwest. Great question. Things I should know off the top of my head. While I look that up, does anyone on my team know that off the top of your head? Totally fine if not. Again, I don't know it. I believe it is the Wednesday or final enrollment will close for Midwest will be May 20th, I believe. That is not the early enrollment deadline. That is just overall enrollment deadline. So as I continue to look that up to confirm, we will post those dates and deadlines on the website shortly. I want to say once winter registration closes, we'll have that available for everyone to see. Any other questions? Thank you. Okay, confirming. The final enrollment for Midwest is Wednesday, May 20th. Yes, the early enrollment deadline for Midwest is Friday, May 8th. Again, after that date, tuition increases by $200. Since I'm here, I'll read the other ones. For Southeast, the early enrollment date is Friday, June 5th. Final enrollment is Wednesday, June 17th. And then for Northeast, early enrollment is Friday, July 3rd. And final enrollment is Wednesday, July 15th. I can't remember if winter was mentioned. I apologize, but for winter, early enrollment is Friday, November 14th, and then final enrollment is Wednesday, December 10th. So those are the, thank you. You can just click that to register for winter. Any other questions? I don't want to keep everyone unnecessarily, but want to make sure that you have a chance to voice your question should you have one. But okay, well, thank you again for taking the time, and thank you again to our volunteers. If you think of something once this call ends, please feel free to reach out. You can either email or call. Our contact information there. Thank you is right on screen, and we hope to see you on site in 2026. If not then in the future. But with that, I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the day and rest of the week. And thank you again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.